So this is part one of how to create a website using the Divi theme. I'm going to go through a series of steps with you that I use all the time when I'm setting up my websites and just kind of go step by step through this, making it more efficient for you so you can create a foundation for building a great website using the Divi theme. So your web hosting is set up, you've got WordPress installed, and you're ready to upload the Divi theme. These are the steps that you're going to want to take to make your time building a website methodical and simple where it can be. So first, we're going to download the latest version of Divi from Elegant Themes, and then we'll upload that file to your WordPress website. Then we'll walk through setting up any pertinent Divi settings, just a few settings you'll want to go through before designing your actual pages, and then we'll set up a few things in WordPress itself now that the Divi software is uploaded into it. And to finish up, we're going to walk through creating some pages so that we can begin the process of setting up our menu navigation structure. That'll be the first part of how to create a website using the Divi theme. In the next video, part 2, we'll cover setting up global headers and footers with some of the settings that we set up today in this video. Hey, I'm Rachel, a website designer from RAYROCK Design. I'm going to be walking you through this tutorial on how to create a website using Divi theme. I create video tutorials for my clients who want to maintain their own websites, and this will be my first time doing it for you all on YouTube, so I hope it works out. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is go to elegantthemes.com. You're going to want to make an account if you don't have one. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to go to my account page. And we have two options here, theme or download the Divi Builder plugin. In this case, I'm going to download the entire theme, and that's going to go straight into my downloads folder. Now I'm going to go to my WordPress site. So here we are on a fresh install of WordPress, and one of the things I like to do immediately is to clear this area. So I'm going to go to screen options and just get rid of this welcome message, WordPress news, quick draft, activity, at a glance. Site health I like to keep on there because I like to have a good report card once everything's installed, including any plugins that I add in. I want to make sure that there's nothing I've overlooked, and this will tell me if I can improve the website. So I'll keep that here. Next, we are, move this over, going to install the theme. So go to Appearance, Themes, and click Add New Theme, Upload Theme. I'm just going to grab this from my Downloads folder. Install now. So give that a second to install. Okay, and I'm going to activate the theme. If you have all these other themes that were installed by your host, you can go ahead and delete them. You don't need them taking up space on your hosting package. So just click delete. You can keep one if you want to toggle back and forth, or you can delete it. It's totally up to you. In this case, I'm going to delete it because I know I'm going to be using just the Divi theme. Now I'm going to go to my dashboard. I'm going to go to Divi. Just click on that main title. And that's going to take us to the dashboard of Divi, which is going to have a bunch of options for us to toggle through. Now, to be honest, most of these options I don't customize because it's not needed, but there are some that I absolutely do think are essential just for efficiency. So these are those. I always customize this palette because I am a big fan of branding and using consistent colors throughout my designs. So I need to have those colors at the ready. By customizing this area, you'll be able to have these on every module that you use moving forward. I'm going to slide my window over, get rid of that. And I'm going to open Photoshop where I have a color palette that I'm going to use for this brand that I'm working on for this website. I have an extension installed on Chrome called Colorzilla. I think that's what it's called. Yep. And that's going to allow me to eyedrop the color and then paste it into Divi Builder. So I'm going to choose pick color outside of my browser. I've copied it. Now I'm going to go back to Divi, click this red color and paste in, my own. Then I'm going to pick another color, paste that in here. And I'm just going to keep doing this until my palette is ready to go. In this case, I have some extra colors, so I'm just going to make these white. So I've got my black, my white, my 2 purples, and my 2 grays. That's that for my palette. So go down quickly, move me over, save that, continue going through. Now there's not much I do on these other settings. This is going to be an e-commerce website with e-commerce, with WooCommerce rather. So I'm going to change that to full width because I'm not going to be using a sidebar. All of this is the same. Not having an RSS. You can go through this and customize it per your website or per your client. But most of these I just keep on their defaults and then we'll customize things later. Down here, an important area for custom CSS, you can just paste in your code for any custom CSS you're going to be doing. Sometimes my clients get confused where to put their coding. So that's just, you go to Divi, it's in the general tab and it's all the way at the bottom and you can just paste it in and then press save changes at the bottom. As far as these other tabs, there's nothing else you need to do except for updates. So this is where I'm going to type in my username and my API key. And then save changes. In the integration tab, you've got your head area, your body, and a few other places if you want to add code to your header, your body, or the single top or the single bottom. Another place that is somewhat important if you're going to be doing some custom coding. Okay, so that's it for the Divi theme options. If you're just starting out and you want to figure out what all these different things are, if you hover over any of these, it's going to be a question mark here that you can tap on and it'll give you the information of what exactly this is and what it does. And then you'll determine if you need to use that for your own website that you're doing. But in most cases, these are perfectly fine for me and I don't mess with them unless I need to. Next, we're going to move on to a few WordPress settings now that Divi is installed. So appearance, then click customize, and that's going to open the customize menu, which has a lot of different options. There's only a few we're going to mess with right now for the initial setups. We're going to go to general settings, site identity. In this case, this is going to be a site called Go Compression Socks. I'm not adding a tagline. Here's where you're going to put in your site icon. So for example, over here we have a WordPress icon. That's where you would install your site icon, whatever your logo is going to be. And you just click this area and it will open up your dialog box to open a file. All it says is to make sure that it's 512 by 512 pixels. Then for layout, in this area, I find 1080 is perfectly fine. The gutter is fine. And all this stuff is customizable within the theme per page per module. So you really don't need to mess with this until you come to an area that you really do want to customize in that way. But what I do like to add in here is the primary color, which in this case is going to be black for this site. And then the secondary color for me is going to be this purple. So you can decide that. That's going to be what the Divi theme fills in for you for certain things. And so if you can streamline that process and not have to change it every single time, that's great. So I just clicked on the typography tab. Now I tend to like my body text size to be 16. And of course that depends on whatever font you're using. Let's say they're a senior citizen, they may want a size bigger, so size 18, or maybe they want something really small. So I would say 14 is the smallest I would go. All this is fine. Header text, I like to change the default header to 45 and then kind of customize it within the modules. Going down, the letter spacing is the same. The line height can be that one, fine. So in this case, I'm using a font called Outfit. So I'm just going to scroll down and find that here. Unfortunately, Divi doesn't allow you to type it in. So you got to scroll. There we go. My heading text colors are going to be black. And my default font is also going to be outfit. Let's scroll down and find it. There we go. And I'm going to make that regular. And my body text is going to be black. I'll make it a little bit of a gray. And my link color is going to be this. We may change that. We'll see. As you can see, it's really handy to have the brand colors there so I don't have to fish them out each time. So I'm actually going to extend this back out. So that's the typography. Background, I'm not changing this. As you can see, the background here is white. It has this background color, but that doesn't show up. I'm not messing with that. I'm going to go back to the main settings area. The only other thing that I edit here is the buttons, just to give me a little bit of a head start with that. So my button text, I would like it the same size as my body text in most cases. So I'm just going to move that to 16. I don't have an idea for my buttons right now, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But I know that I'm not going to want them to have a border, so I'm just going to get rid of that. They're probably going to be this dark purple. So for now, I'm going to make them that. Oops. So this automatically does a transparency, so I'm going to get rid of that there. And there we have the purple color. And my text color can be white. We'll see how that looks. I'm not sure that's going to stick. That is all fine. And now I'm just going to publish these settings. So those are the main settings that I set up once I've installed Divi to WordPress. And you'll kind of decide for yourself what you actually need. But for the most part, you're going to be customizing as you go with the modules. So you don't need to do any more generalized things. I think the main things are the colors and setting up the basic typography. Moving on. From here, I'm going to go to pages and we're going to create some pages so that we can make a structure of a menu. So right now I have a home page and I have a blog page that are defaults, and then the privacy policy was also added in by my hosting company. And what we're going to do is just add a few other pages to get started. So I'm going to do an about page. I'm just going to click publish. I'm going to click here, add new page. I'm going to do a contact page. Just typing in the title here and then clicking publish twice. And then one more page. I'm going to add a shop page because this is going to be an e-commerce website, and so we definitely need to have a shop. So let's go back here. So I've got my home, let about, contact. That's enough to get started. I'm probably going to have more pages than that actually because this website only has a few products. So I'm going to actually feature those in a different way on this particular website. But for now, that's fine. To start making the menu, you go to Appearance and then click Menus. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is type in a menu name. So I'm going to type in main menu. As you can see, that's the default. I use that for many of my websites. And then down here, you need to pick a location. So this is going to be for the primary menu. There's a thunderstorm going on, so you might hear that in the background. Okay, create menu. Now we picked a location and we can set up that menu. So I'm going to start by clicking view all so I can see all my pages. And I'm going to actually just click all of these and then click add to menu. In terms of the order, you can drag and drop this into whatever order you want. In this particular case, I'm going to do home, shop, about, blog, contact, because I'm thinking that's what people are going to want to see when they come. They're really there to look at the shop. So next to home, we're going to have shop. All right, I'm going to click save menu. And now I'm just going to right click on this title and open up this tab just so you can see the menu as of now. And this is just the default. Thanks for watching part 1 of how to create a website using Divi theme. Now you'll know how to download the theme from Elegant Themes, upload it into your WordPress website, and some settings you might want to set up ahead of designing your pages to streamline your process and to do things efficiently. Stay tuned for part 2, how to create a website using Divi, where I'll cover creating a global header with a top and primary menu and a global footer. In the meantime, if you're looking to brush up on your website design knowledge, I've got a video for you to help you do just that. You'll learn some key design factors that you'll want as part of your foundational knowledge before and while you're designing your pages. You can find that right there. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.